It was not without considerable national debate and soul-searching that it was finally decided to make a return to cruel and unusual punishment as a fitting way to address those politicians and corporate executives who knowingly drove modern civilization into a ditch. To our credit, the people specifically didn't want the punishment to involve life-threatening pain or physical trauma. It was decided that intense public humiliation would be better fitting for those captains of industry and governance who knowingly destroyed our children's future. Modern-day stocks were designed specifically to put their occupants on display in a safe and controlled, yet extremely degrading manner. Vendors would sell rotten tomatoes and eggs and other items deemed suitable for throwing without inflicting serious injury. Turnstiles and crowd control were erected to manage the seething crowds. Preferential access was given to disabled veterans of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. There was a strong feeling that the stocks just weren't humiliated enough for Dick Cheney and other prominent figures. The solution to this problem was devised by an unemployed machinist living south of Market Street in San Francisco, who designed and produced the anal dildo clamp. Once inserted into the anus of a politician or corporate executive, a threaded shaft would be turned, causing winged segments of the phallic shape to spread out, rendering it essentially impossible, all but impossible to remove. Proctologists were used to determine the maximum expansion of the ADC so as to avoid perforation of the colon. Once installed, the ADC would then be tethered to a post or other fixed object, so the recipient would be otherwise fully free and mobile, except for the metal cable attached to his anus. In some cases, the ADC tether was attached to a rotating overhead arm to force the naked politician or corporate executive to hobble continuously round and round in a circle before the constantly jeering crowds. The public humiliation of those responsible for destroying our children's future came to resemble a carnival environment with various organizations and speakers present. Hotly debated was the psychological diagnosis of those being humiliated. One camp believed that those punished were largely delusional in making the decisions that wrecked the future. The other camp believed that they were psychopathic. Ultimately, a new term, delusion spectrum disorder, was coined to accommodate both types of behavior. As accurate psychiatric diagnosis became more commonly understood, people argued that psychopathic or delusional behaviors are mental illnesses not befitting such extreme punishment. Over time, this realization became the norm and the practice was ultimately phased out, but not before those positions of leadership, those in positions of leadership in what was left of civilization began exhibiting much more ethical and humble behavior. Thank you.